失敗した。もう一回同時押しだな。
消えて第2防衛線へと交代した。
オッケー。やり直します。さあ、プレシーズンウィーク3なんで、そうね、もう一軍の選手は、ちょっとどれぐらい試すかは、ちょっと考えものですが。よし、頑張ってこう。
We are just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Tonight, the final dress rehearsal, week 3 of the preseason. And we got a good matchup on tap, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Buffalo Bills. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll run. Here's the rookie from Michigan. And it's a run to run. And he'll be out of bounds, but he'll get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
Mayfield off the play fake. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
インターになっちゃったか。
And the Bills are going to take possession of the
外出たかなと思ったけどな。
the turnover on the opening drive.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to have a Bills first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Working out of the shotgun, here's Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. So the shotgun snap to Allen. This taken in by Kincaid.
最悪だ。
That's good for a first down. His
行き過ぎ
second
た。
catch of the opening drive.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Okay, 2nd and 1, you get nothing. What now on 3rd and 1?
Sorry about that. I was so excited I jumped in on you. This is almost like practice to me. Line it up and do it again. You didn't get it right the first time. Just get right back on the ball and go. It doesn't matter that they know you're coming. You ought to be able to pick up this short yardage.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And now they'll throw without it. That's caught by
今のカットストライキンか。
6-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now a first carry for their
おお。
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that.
なんかすげえ丁寧なオフェンスだな。
He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Allen now looks to throw. It's intercepted. A drive killer there.
よし、戻した。
Bucks will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
一回ロングゲーンしてるからな、も
Are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early. I think both teams are trying to find an advantage.
う。ウィー。やべ。
Can one of them break away
下がっちまった。
and take control of this game?
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision
よし。
because they kept extra
気取り直
DBs
してい
on
っ
the
てこ
field, despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed,
Taking it right down Broadway. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 89 yards. And the Bucks have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
あくまで振り出しだな。
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in.
嘘だろ。ひでえな今のは。インターしろよ今のは。クソったれが。
Orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Round 80! What's that?
Cook up the gut. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
To throw, it's Allen.
Nice Inter.
It's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Wow.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Well, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
180!
Here's Mayfield. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Okay.
Before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Mayfield now. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 2nd quarter now, and
シーズン2と戦い方そんな変えるわけじゃないな。連動がまだ全然だね。
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
Yosh.
End zone, touchdown Buccaneers. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Buccaneers go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
14. Bills nothing. Fairbairn set to kick
so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him.
オッケー。見えてるね、しっかりと。
Hey, did we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
今の OL の動きに合わせても、あ、スクリーンだってすぐ反応できたのが自分で自分を褒めたくなるところ。
Throwing now is Allen. He's got it. This is Ware. A good pickup there.
いやー、ひどいな。
As they get closer for third down.
クレマンのインサイド入れてたのにダブルスラントを抑えられないってダメでしょ。オーディブルで言ったら完璧なまでの大正解をコールしたというのに。
Third and 3. Allen gonna throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Play action. Now it's Allen.
OK。
Intercepted for the third time. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving him. It's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more.
程よい足の遅さがこれマッチするんだね。
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they're just hoping to cap it off. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Mayfield looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Santos. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
さあバーテル何 TD いけるかな。バーテルちょっとね、もうちょっと育てたいんですよ、しっかり。
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate,
nice.
I feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Nice cut.
Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
さあこれできるかな。ちょっとあえて。
Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
パスに合わせてないよ。
Here's Allen to throw it. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Buccaneers are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted.
危ねえ。
At almost every turn.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
マンだったか。
Defensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
Now Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to
ち
itself
ょっと
right now,
なんか怪我の具合が重なってきてたので。
and once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
ランニングバックアービングに変えます。
Outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Baker going to give it to Irving. And not a whole lot of room to operate there.
これでいいでしょう。
First down run, he gets maybe 3. Second down and 6 now. Mayfield to throw it. To the right side.
Okay.
And he'll be out of bounds.
まずはフレッシュ。
Just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Quick throw, and Mayfield completes it.
Okay, いいよ。
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
180! Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And the Bucks continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Allen. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman.
いいパスだな。タイミング完璧だね。
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now Allen. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
今のコーナーバックのスラントカバー最高やね。
In this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Setting up the screen for Cook. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th.
うわー。
And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Cook is in. Touchdown Bills.
ちょっと試合感抜けてるな。
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete bat. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it.
ランコミ入れる必要なかったよな。
Extra point up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game.
よし。10秒か。
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
To throw, Mayfield.
なんか一発 TT になりたいんだよね。
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the half, Mayfield. They've got his man complete. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And a nice return sets him up.
まだなんかディフェンスのカバー読み切れてねえな。
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
They run again on first
いいね。
and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
319.
To the air, Allen. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Yeah,
いいね、ディアビ
able
ー。
to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to
いやー、そっか、キャッシュマンちょっとこれ落ちてるな、能力。今のパスカットにできないっていうのが。寄せ方が甘いんだよね。キャッシュマン。あ、復活した、ケンプ。
Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Goodwin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
ちょっとケンプ何回か走らしとくか。ケン、アービングがアービングにしてるのに。あ、これアービングにしてるから。
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. Oh, what a juke. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
アービンがいたんで、ケンプすげえ持っていたんで、バーテリーに戻そう。
Throwing, Mayfield. Open man is Ibuka. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
うわー、中央でそう。でもそのでも出たか。まあ、結果論だな。これなんかでもランがかなり強くなってる気するな、うち。なんでお前 RG お前まで怪我してんだよ。
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them is the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. After we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Again, it's Cook. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time, at this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent.
今日もケンプ休もう。
His caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
と思ったらバーテルいい感じの。
And 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
おい、ああなるんかい、ブロックが。クソったでなるブロックかな、今の。
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Bills' 48-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. Got a man and he hits him in stride. The 20, 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Buccaneers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. The lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he returns this to the
ビッグヒットを当てて、よろめくだけなんかい。
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
From the gun, it's Allen.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is fielded at the 27. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their
流しですと。
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated.
この後なんとか1000ヤード行きたいですね。あ、1000ヤードじゃ100ヤードか。
Because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday night prime time. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports.
これで一軍下がるんじゃないかな。
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
多分4級だからそうだね。一軍下がって、バーテルそのまま助かるわ。バーテルはな、うちにとって一応今、デプス上は2番手なんだよな、確か。
That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines.
嘘だろ。バーテルいたんだ。
Second and 8 coming up.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him and we'll step aside for a moment.
あ、まあいいでしょう。いいランしてんな。こいつカットしたくねえ。まあちょっと諸事情でバーテルお前は出ろ。
To roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They are powering through and they're controlling this game.
ちょっと回復するまでアービングにするか。
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
押せー。
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
It's a gain of 6. And a Buccaneer first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Ready! Rocco 80, close. Take go.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
べー。
And he is going to lose yardage here.
ちょっとさすがにそろそろパス投げないとダメだな。
2nd and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. His throw caught right around the 6.
Okay.
And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. This one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs add 6 more to their point total. And they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, and now here's another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles. But that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
よし、100ヤード超えた。
107 yards on the ground for him now with 4 touchdown runs tacked on. They'll run on first down. Benedict. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So it's a high five for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn.
ランだけにすると結構怪我人だらけになるな。
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
ちょっとパス回せよ。もう一回来たら。
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. An interception.
いやでもビルズラン強いな。もっとオミさんランをやった方がいい。
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he's going to have a Bills first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And now whistles and a flag.
マジか、ごめんなさい。すいません。
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape. They'll try and run this one right from the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5. And now they'll throw with Allen. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
One final shot, they'll look to throw. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. For this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.
さて、ほうほうほう。サントス。あ、パーテルも1上がる。よし。これでスキルスロットがプラス1や。パワーバックも80ついた。よし。スキルなんやもう。これはまあ、この辺だよね。タンクとか、19やらしたわけじゃないから、19じゃなくてもいいんじゃないかって気するけど。まあでも93円だったら19でもいいんだよな。19とタンクだな。タンクかスチームローラーか。よし。ということで、プレシーズン無事3勝で終われました。ということで、今季はですね、非常にスケジュールが厳しい。赤木さんの次にガワリさん、レイさん、コウキさんってもう、プレーオフ進出組がポンポンポンと1、2、3、ウィーク5までのうち CPU のセインツ以外全部 PO 進出チームだもんね。きついね。これはきつい。なんとか勝っていきたいなと思います。ということで、今日はまた放送見てくださいましてありがとうございました。ではまたね。